are back for another episode of Get a Load of This from the Silver Creek Studios. I'm Jarod, and that was Ryan's beer.
I'm Ryan.
And this is Joe. And guess what, fellas? I'm down like syndrome.
Wow. I'm not sure if that's offensive or not.
It could be. I said that shit the other day at work, and they fell on the floor. And I just thought of it now when we were doing that.
Yeah, right on.
We've been reaching for content, anything from Val Kilmer's career to
that was a quick conversation.
how to
Could
tip
be
your
any worse
UPS
than
man.
pussy on a mustache.
Yeah,
I'm glad I didn't say that last week.
yeah, we try not to say that on except two episodes in a row.
Yeah, well, whatever. Yeah.
Let's keep going.
But we just a few seconds ago brought up 3-2-1 Contact, which was a show on Channel 9, right? PBS.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So was the McNeil Lair Hour.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
but
right.
It was a children's show that was...
It was
it
a science show.
So
right. It
you
was
gotta
like Mr. Wizard before
Jog my
Nickelodeon.
memory, because
Right,
the only
not
thing I
before.
really remember from 3-2-1 Contact was the segment about
Bloodhound Gang.
Bloodhound Gang, which was awesome.
I don't remember much else from 3-2-1
Yeah.
Contact either.
Was
I
it
think,
just like an educational show?
Yeah,
or
it was
something?
It was like a science show.
Yeah,
Huh.
it was,
And then my
it was
favorite
for the
also.
teens because there was like the Electric Company. So there was
Right.
Sesame Street for the little babies, right? And then there was the Electric Company, which was for like, oh, you hit 5, you can watch
Yeah.
this shit. We got Spider-Man, it's cool, right? And then beyond that, you had 3-2-1 Contact. After
Okay.
that, you went straight to porn.
Right.
What about, you're forgetting Great Space Coaster.
Yeah, was that a different show altogether?
It was, but it was on
It was on PBS.
PBS. It's the Great Space Coaster. Get on board. Yeah, that was a good fucking show. I used to like it. At least the beginning. I liked it. I think I had to go to school.
Do you remember the pinball from
Yeah.
Electric
1, 2,
Company?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Boop, boop, doop, doop, 12.
What was the pies? The guy that like walks down the step with all the pies.
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and he drops them all.
deep into the vault.
No, it was Sesame Street, and it was like, God, what do they count down? 10, 9, 10, 9, 8, 7,
I don't
6,
remember that
5,
one.
4, 3, 2, 1. Drops all these
I
pies.
believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah, it was
pinball
pretty
one.
simple stuff,
Right.
You know, and the thing now, Sesame Street's on HBO, they're making a gazillion dollars, and
Right.
you know, do you think kids like parents are like, oh, you got to watch Sesame Street? I TiVoed it on HBO for you. I got to subscribe to HBO so my kid can watch Sesame Street. It's
I
like
can't imagine they are.
the
but-
whole reason Sesame Street was successful was because it was
free
on public television. It was there for the masses, and everybody had access. And I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's a whole nostalgia thing.
But you had to pay for it too, because then they'd have that telethon one.
Right.
The PBS. Hey,
Right.
And you were like,
you like all this programming, right?
I do
Order
love PBS.
a CD
I
of
really-
Elvis's Greatest Hits for $49.95.
I really enjoy whenever on
blanket.
PBS when they do the when they're trying to make money and they'll play like baseball, like Ken Burns baseball, or they'll play like Ken Burns Civil War, and they'll play it almost all the way through. And they break in every hour or so and ask you for money, and I never give them any money. And then but
Then how are they going to keep up with all this wonderful
somebody
programming?
else is going to do it, which is why Sesame Street's on HBO, I suppose.
Right, yeah, because everyone was like, well,
What was the show with there was a
Lights.
mannequin that had like a hat that would he'd come to life when he puts a hat on, and there was a mouse.
I do remember that. I don't remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
no.
It's a little
nothing.
weird. But there was a movie called Mannequin that had
that had
Daryl Hannah.
Andrew.
Daryl. Was it
No,
Daryl Hannah?
it was Kim Cattrall.
Oh, she was in
I was
Daryl Hannah was
Splash.
in Splash. Yeah,
Kim
sorry.
Cattrall, and it was
I always confused them growing
Anthony.
up.
Hopkins?
No.
Anthony Michael Hall?
No.
Anthony Kiedis.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was it. Thanks, man. It was Anthony
Give it away
Kiedis.
now.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing out
Flea.
Anthony's.
Flea. Anthony Andrew McCartney.
That's McCarthy.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
McCarthy.
Yeah. All right.
You know,
Pretty
that
in
was
pink.
close.
Anthony Kiedis and Flea were in Back to the Future 3.
Yeah, that was Needles.
Yeah.
2 and 3, I guess.
Yeah.
Right.
Needles.
Needles.
They were also in a movie called The Chase with it was Christy Swanson and Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
And he stole a car.
That's right. And they were trying to get on the news.
They're trying to get on the news with
Wow.
their
In
Bronco.
pursuit.
Wow.
And they were just going nuts. They were the same role in Back to the Future and The Chase. They're just these like hopped up on drugs driving a Bronco.
Well, Needles later was Michael J. Fox's or Marty McFly's boss.
Right.
fired
right.
him.
Yeah.
That's
Over
where
the
you
facts.
first saw him, and then it goes back to 85 when they're doing
Right.
the drag race.
You know, time travel movies are a tough. That's a tough thing
They're
to do.
amazing.
I mean, and plus all the nerds out there,
Yeah.
including myself included, who will try to punch holes. Is like, well, that can't be.
Right.
And how did they reconcile that? You know, it's
I
tough.
punched holes in a movie today. I was watching a Halloween Resurrection, and
Really?
yeah, it's a pretty good movie. It's Michael Myers, so I
Right.
like it.
Is that a newer one?
No,
or an old one?
old two.
Okay.
It's got Tyra Banks in it. When Tyra Banks was fine,
Nice.
and he's like the girl that's being chased by Michael Myers is like texting someone who's watching this over like TV and can see where he's at in the house.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a whole room full of people are watching this happen. And I'm thinking, so no one can call the cops and say something's going on over there.
Right.
Yeah.
This whole fucking, they start running the credits now because it could happen. And
But I think any movie you can
punch
can do
holes
that
all
with,
into.
yeah.
My dad taught me that first. There's a scene in Dirty Dancing.
Punching holes in Dirty Dancing.
He did. And they're coming back from that little show that she ended up doing. Right.
Mm-hmm.
She filled in for the girl.
Filled
that
in
was
for the
knocked
other
up,
girl,
yeah.
right.
Yep.
And she's changing in the back seat. And they're driving. But you can blatantly see the gear selector up in park.
How they going anywhere?
Yeah. And my dad goes, how are they doing that? They're in park. And then later, and that's a 57 Chevy that he's got.
You sure it wasn't a 3 on the tree and maybe he was in
Then
third gear? Or?
Well, I think that'd be lower.
All right, I don't know how to drive
But,
a manual on a tree,
But he then when he broke the window in the car, he broke the most expensive window that he could, would be the quarter glass.
Mm-hmm.
why not break the side, just the regular driver window? Yeah,
Yeah, my dad. And that was my sister's favorite movie.
yeah. I think it was everybody's sister's favorite movie.
Right.
It was all right. I don't know what we're going to talk
what were we
about
talking
here.
about?
Yeah, well, we're talking
know.
about movies. Apparently,
We were talking about PBS for a minute there.
We were talking about PBS. No, I love PBS. I love Antique Roadshow. I'm not afraid to admit it. I enjoy watching it.
Never seen it.
Really?
I don't
that's
watch
good stuff.
PBS.
No, it's
I skip over it. Now I'm into like Me TV. You ever watch Me TV?
Oh yeah.
Columbo.
Yeah.
We watch Columbo.
That's
now.
where, isn't that where you guys watch WKRP? In Cincinnati?
Yep, that's on there
What?
now too.
Is it on MeTV? Oh no shit.
Every night now
No shit.
at like 8:30.
WKRP is one of the most underrated sitcoms.
Well, but
Ever.
I bet it wasn't in its time. I mean, fuck, it had Lonnie Anderson on it.
Right.
Yeah, it was pretty. I remember it being pretty
It was,
big.
yeah, I underrated now because people don't talk about it. But I
Yeah.
guarantee in its heyday, and you had Lonnie Anderson on that,
Who
and she was with Burt Reynolds.
did she ever
Right,
wear
right.
anything that didn't have her
She didn't
entire
need
cleavage showing? Like,
No, well, that was her role.
Yeah, that was.
but
had
like
two
in
pretty big roles.
whether it was that show or movies or appearances, like that was her.
she
thing,
really didn't
I
do a
guess.
lot of movies.
No, she was in a
Stroker Ace.
and that's how she met Burt Reynolds and ended up marrying his ass because of Stroker Ace, and she played his.
Love interest.
Well, it was like the secretary of his agent or something like that, and she was his handler. And but they ended up hooking up.
What
They had-
happened to
they had a
Lonnie
kid
Anderson?
together. They adopted a kid together, I think.
She's still around.
She's still around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, she probably smartly faded away and is
Yeah,
doing her own
she's-
thing. But
She's an attractive 60-something, maybe 70-year-old woman. And she is.
You know-
She had her
she had
run.
her time.
She's made her money. She's
was
completely
she hugely
content.
famous, or was she like the
She was
Tara-
She was
what's
the
her
Pam
name
Anderson of her time.
Pam?
Yeah, I think
okay,
she-
that's
Like how
probably-
Pam Anderson.
is
So
kind of
yeah,
faded out now.
Yeah, I don't know what else she did though, other than Stroker Ace and what's the Stroker Ace?
Stroker Ace was born to race. He had a mean street 10 feet wide.
Yeah, well, but I don't know that she's done anything
was
else
called
other than
Stroker Ace, the movie
WKRP and that movie
Right.
with Burt Reynolds.
And then Burt Reynolds also did a movie around the same time called Best Little Whorehouse in Texas with Dolly
Yeah.
Parton. And it's
Right.
kind of a musical, but it's a great movie.
Right.
Gomer Pyle was the narrator.
Really?
Yep.
Lonnie Anderson. Google this shit.
Oh, I was going to say, talking about
She was
old
born in
women.
1945.
She's a year, so she's 73 this year. I don't know
She was
where-
apparently in Night at the Roxbury.
was she?
Yeah. And
She was another one that's aged gracefully. I seen a picture of Ginger
From Gilligan?
Yeah, she's 84.
Jesus.
And she don't look like she's a day over 50. This bitch looks amazing.
Good for her.
Nice.
Lon Anderson's latest credit, she was in a TV series called My Sister Is So Gay. Who knew, right? In 2016. Yeah, but no, she really hasn't had a whole lot of big notable things, but
Didn't have to.
She didn't have to. She had WKRP and she had Stroke Race, and she was married to Bert.
And she had Bert.
Yeah.
I was watching, or I was reading an article today. Actually, it was a review about the new Jack Ryan series on Amazon. But whatever website I was reading it on, you know how they have like embedded videos that just sort of pop up in the middle of a page? So it was one of those things. And normally, like right away, I would pause it or close it or whatever. But it said something about Jason Bateman's career. And it was this timeline. And it was Jason Bateman. Like he was sitting down in a chair talking about everything he's ever done, basically. And It went back to commercials when he was like 8 years old.
Right.
To the first show that he was on, all the way up to the latest thing he's ever done.
Ozark, yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Which is awesome.
It is
way.
awesome. Yeah, it's great. But it was really cool. It was funny to see him, and he was totally being, he would realize when something was stupid, or, he would make fun of himself.
He was Teen Wolf too.
Teen Wolf too.
Yeah, he did. He said, at the time, we didn't realize that we were working on something Oscar-worthy, but you should go back and check it out. Teen Wolf 2 was amazing.
He is a very funny straight man. I mean, he
went away.
Deliver a deadpan joke.
He went away for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then he
the
came
Arrested
back.
Development is what brought him back.
Since he's made his resurgence. He plays kind of the same guy every time. He's always he's the smart one. He's the deadpan guy that's like, I really don't think it's a good idea, but all right, let's go kill the hooker.
Yeah.
Right.
And he does a very good job with it, Even Ozark, it's like it's the same guy. I mean, he's a little bit more serious, not as many jokes, but it's the same guy. I
believe, is the second season out?
Yeah.
It just came out this weekend.
I started watching. Right? I watched one so far.
Yeah.
It's good. It's
right.
I mean,
we
so
definitely
far,
liked the first
I think
season.
some of my favorite Jason Bateman is listening to him in Horrible Bosses, both of them, when they talk to Motherfucker Jones, and just hearing the back and forth between him and Motherfucker Jones.
Yeah.
He goes, "Give me your watch." He goes, "This is a TAG Heuer. I'm not giving you this watch."
It's so serious, so deadpan, and perfect. Yeah,
that's not happening. Is that your real name? That's the first thing. Is that your real name, motherfucker?
Is that your given name?
Shit.
Yeah, he's good.
I like him.
This episode could be a tribute to Jason Bateman.
Favorite Jason Bateman movie?
Well, I don't know.
Show. Movie. Start with movie.
I don't know. You ever seen the movie The Gift? Holy, it's a serious role. Awesome.
I really don't know any other Jason Bateman movies.
I mean, he was in that movie with, is it Jennifer Aniston, where he accidentally switches up sperm samples and he fathers her kid. Yeah.
Oh.
She has this like nerdy kid, and he's like,
have you ever seen The Change Up? He's in that.
That's
with Ryan
right. I think that's what it is.
That's
yeah.
the movie he's talking about.
Yeah.
Well, that ain't a sperm thing. That's
yeah. No, she's got like the cup in the bathroom, and he goes into
jerks off into the cup, and she takes it and thinks that it's like something else. I don't know. Yeah.
The Change Up is him and Ryan Reynolds, and they switch at a fountain because they're both pissing in it at the same time.
Well, there's something
you're right.
where it's the same type of
switch.
thing. The switch or something.
Oh man, that's so
Change
close.
up, switch, whatever, same thing. I have not seen a movie with him and Ryan Reynolds.
It's
I don't
good.
think.
And it's got Olivia Wilde in it too, and she's bad.
Nice.
And then his wife.
He was in.
His wife is Leslie Mann, who is
whose wife?
In the movie.
Oh, okay.
His
Bad
wife.
Words is a good one. Where he's spelling bee.
But yeah, he's like going up against 8th graders.
Yeah, he's like, I have never graduated 8th grade.
We have not mentioned Arrested Development, which I have not watched all of it, but what I've seen is hilarious. It's a lot of commitment. There's a lot. That's like.
So my wife is a big Arrested Development fan, and I have some good friends that are too.
It's like 15 seasons.
Anytime it's on,
but it went
I
off
like
and came
watching
back.
it.
Yeah.
But I never want to watch it. If somebody's like, hey, let's watch the next episode of Arrested Development, I'm like, no, I don't think so. But if it happens to be on, it's hilarious. And I keep watching it.
Office Christmas Party.
Yeah.
It's more recent, right?
What's the one with Extract, I think, right? Where he's runs a food company or something. It's got Mila Kunis in it.
Yeah, and she basically tries to
She's
sue
like a
him.
scam?
Yeah, she's scamming him.
Identity Thief with
Yeah.
that was pretty funny.
Melissa McCarthy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Horrible Bosses. Let's see, Paul with the alien. I guess he was in there. Oh, he was one of the agents. The Change Up. The
He
Switch.
was in a small role, wasn't he? Like the commentator in
Dodgeball.
Dodgeball. That's right.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Extract was 09.
He's gonna feel that one tomorrow or something like that. I don't know.
We're going balls deep.
Apparently, he was up in the air with that's Tom
Clooney.
Hanks movie.
Oh, Up in the Air.
Up in the air. What is that?
Was whenever I think it was when Tom Hanks was caught in the airport. No. That's the one whenever they was laying off everybody. It's not Tom Hanks. It's George Clooney.
Yeah.
And
it was shot here in St. Louis.
That partially,
right.
Yeah.
And Jason Bateman's in that? Huh.
That's what it says.
Wow.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall. He was in Hancock. Really?
Yeah, he was married to
He's married
Charlize
to
Theron.
And he was in Tropic Thunder.
What was he in?
He's
Tropic
doing a lot of shit.
He played Jason Bateman, awards ceremony Jason Bateman.
Oh.
So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. He was Smoking Aces, The Breakup.
Oh, yeah, he's hilarious. And he's
in the breakup? I don't remember that.
He's a furry. Yeah, he's their agent. But he's got like a herpy on his lip, and he's got this like head that is like for like at a furry party. You know what a furry party is?
Yeah, it's when they all dress up in costumes or
and
whatever.
then have sex with each other.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah. So I worked with a
Why is
guy
that
who
weird, Ryan?
I worked with a guy who
Jared.
was went out on a date with this girl who did illustrations.
Showed up in a Chuck E. Cheese costume.
Who did illustrations, and she got her big moneymaker was she would do illustrations
Of people.
caricatures at people and at furry parties.
Wow.
So I said, hey man, if you go out with her and shit starts going south and you know you're never going to see her again and this ain't going to be your wife or nothing, I said, you got to just stop and say, listen, I understand this isn't going anywhere, but the guys at work have a bunch of questions and I really need to ask them. I said, do you draw like the people having sex, or is it like a donkey fucking a chicken? Like in a hotel room. And you just,
Boy, he really took a turn for the worse. 87, he did Teen Wolf 2.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Really after that, well, he was in Our House. He did
he did a bunch of TV for a while there, too.
Well, that was
Valerie,
back when
Valerie,
all
Hogan
that
Family,
stuff,
and all
but,
that.
But then whenever that dried up, there was a big gap before he found any level of success.
Yeah.
But really, before Teen Wolf 2 and Valerie...
Well, his sister was making all the money.
Well, yeah,
then.
Justine Bateman. He was in St. Elsewhere, apparently. Mr. Belvedere, he had a one-episode deal.
He was on Silver Spoons as, like,
Was
Ricky
he?
Schroder's
As Ricky's friend.
He was the one that
You're
would
right, but he
flirt with
wasn't-
the
he
mom.
He played Derek Taylor on Silver Spoon. 21 episodes. With,
He would always flirt
Schroder.
with the mom and
was-
act like he was
Oh, yeah.
a suave.
Not the mom. He didn't have a mom.
the stepmom or whatever.
No. That was
Yeah,
the dark-haired woman?
right.
That wasn't a mom
That
or a
wasn't a
stepmom
mom,
or
yeah.
not. That
She
was a
was.
secretary.
Yeah. That was the dad's
was-
secretary.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, but didn't they eventually like get married or whatever? Like she was the
Eventually,
love
at the
interest.
end.
Of
Well,
the,
yeah, it was.
Okay,
That was
she
all.
He had
wasn't
to
the
go
mom.
through all
Fine.
7 seasons for
Right.
that to
Hey,
happen.
I did.
And
I was hardcore
five
fan.
seasons.
What is Alfonso
How many shows have a
Ribeiro?
fucking train going through the living room?
Just
That's
that,
awesome.
just that one. But Alfonso Ribeiro
Yeah,
was his friend.
that's right. And
All
he would
the
always
other
do
ones.
the Michael Jackson dance.
All the other ones were just tag-alongs.
Yeah,
Ricky
you're right.
Schroder had one friend.
Remember when he became Rick Schroder?
Yeah,
he tried
Thank you,
to.
NYPD. Not.
Rick Schroder's a douchebag. I mean, look at this guy. Look at him. Don't you? It's
he
a
never grew
punchable
up.
face. It's a.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about your face. I just want to punch you in your suckhole.
It's like I
It's
don't-
like,
I don't
uh,
like you.
It's like Mark Paul Gosselaar
Yeah,
or whatever.
that's
Yeah,
who
Like,
he reminds
right
me.
there.
you can't
yeah.
picture either one of those without seeing them as like 15.
Yeah. Fuck Ricky Schroder.
Wow.
Man.
So if anyone takes anything away
Well,
from
he
this,
had the
it's
coolest
definitely-
things, man. He had an arcade in his living room. He
Yeah.
had a train. He had a rich dad.
So it's
and he
just
was being
jealousy.
a douche about it.
Just
you know?
That
jealousy.
wasn't his house.
What was his dad's house?
It was a
Okay.
set.
What
Well,
was the...
whatever.
Explain the... I forget. I watched that show a ton. What was the overall premise of that show? He and his dad lived... they were rich?
Yeah.
Well, he was a military school student, I guess. I don't know. No one ever saw his mom.
His
Maybe
mom,
we
I
did.
think, passed away.
Yeah, but anyway, he came to live with his dad after military school, and
Okay.
you know, and he tried to
So he had
walk
a
away from that
fractured
shit.
relationship.
Like, what kid in the right
Right.
mind is going to walk into Silver Spoon's castle with the train in the fucking living room with a cool ass dad who's just a kid at heart, and he's gonna be like, no, fuck you, Dad.
If his dad was so cool, why'd he send him to military school?
I don't think I mean, hey, look, it's the 80s. Divorce law was different then. Everything was
If you
sideways.
don't get a job by sundown, we're shipping you off to military school with the damn Finkelstein shitting kid. Son of a bitch.
What was it? Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, where he was getting ready to go off to military school.
Well, military school was a theme.
Right,
Of the
it really
80s
was.
and 90s.
Well, how about, do you ever remember that movie? What the fuck was it?
Taps?
Called? Well, Taps had that was the tap dance show.
No, Taps.
Toy Soldiers was...
That's another one,
Yeah.
but Taps was one where was the military school kids that kind of revolted and turned into fucking warfare. That was, damn it, what's his name? Anyway, yeah.
Is it the guy from Cool Runnings?
No.
Running Scared. Gregory Hines.
Yeah.
I don't think he was
Gregory
in that.
Hines. He always kind of weirded me out as a kid.
He weirded you out?
Yeah. I just had
You
this...
probably got weirded out because you've seen... No,
Well,
I guarantee you didn't see History of the World Part 1.
No.
Listen to who was in Taps. Tom Cruise. Sean Penn. Timothy Hutton. Giancarlo Esposito. Billy Van Zandt.
Sounds like Outsiders, too.
No, I mean, this was a great movie, Taps. But I think who I'm thinking of is Timothy Hutton, who was the main character. Tom Cruise was kind of a bad guy. He was, I think, if I remember the movie correctly. But Tom Cruise,
that's
Sean
a
Penn,
major
Timothy
cast,
Hutton, that's huge.
right.
And they were all young. They were all
Right.
in their maybe 20s at the time.
What's the movie with they get stranded on an island?
Gilligan's Island.
No, with their
Beach.
kids all like turn into
Last
savages.
of the Mohicans.
No, I know what you're talking about.
And
God
the
damn it.
Lord of the
Piggy
Flies.
and all that. Yeah, Lord of the Flies.
Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Yeah,
Is that right?
that's a good movie.
Yeah. But with Timothy Hutton is in...
He's on Jack Ryan.
Yeah, it's on Jack Ryan, and I saw him, and I was like, oh, my God, that's Turk 182. Remember that movie?
Turk 182.
That was a great movie. And
I don't remember a lot of it, but I remember the movie.
I watched that movie over and over again. Are you familiar
I don't
with
know.
it?
Turk 182.
Turk 182 is an 80s
What is
movie.
that?
So Timothy Hutton's older brother gets hurt in a fire. He's a fireman. And basically he gets fucked over by the fire union or whatever the hell it is. And he wasn't
Unions,
getting paid.
I tell you.
Yeah, he wasn't getting paid. And so Timothy Hutton's character decides to go on like a one-man mission to just bring attention to his injured brother who can no longer do what he wanted to do.
Well, sounds like Tank Girl.
Exactly the same. It's exactly the same.
It's not what I thought you said either. You said Tank Girl.
And Turk, who was the brother? The brother was, damn it,
Santa.
No, this is a shitty episode, guys.
It sounds like one of those movies you happen to have on VHS and saw like 12 times, but no one else ever saw it.
Right.
Maybe. I'm pretty sure there's a big following of Turk 182 out there in the world, and all of them right
they're
now
all making
are going,
T-shirts.
oh my God, he's talking about Turk 182.
Wake up, bitch! I'm telling you, it's true. It's happening.
I like to think that even when we have a shitty episode like this, our true fans want to listen anyway because of
waiting for something dumb to be said.
Eventually, he's going to talk about time zones again.
Yeah. Wake up, bitch! You don't start doing it again.
His brother was nobody important. Robert Urich, which is
Robert
Urich.
Yeah.
Sure, I think wasn't he?
He was
Heart to Heart.
Maybe
No, that wasn't.
No, but that era, that was. What was Robert Urich in?
I'm telling you what, I think that if you were to watch
Robert
Turk 182
Roger
today,
I'll have to find
it's
it
one of
on
those movies that
Netflix.
would hold up very well. It's a pretty good. It was just a good.
What was the
It insists on itself.
what was the kid spy movie with like a video game?
Dabney Coleman.
Yes.
Cloak and
Cloak
Dagger.
and
Dagger. I bet I saw
Great
that movie
movie.
50 times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I
love
saw
that
that
movie.
on, or maybe I actually went and sought it out, but I've watched it within the past 5 years. It's still good.
Yeah.
It's still, I mean, a little cheesy.
I think the kid that was in that movie was the same one that was in the Manhattan Project.
Yeah, I think you. Well,
Do you know what I'm talking about? That movie.
In my head, I
think
have
it
it
was
as the kid
E.T.
from Flight of the Navigator,
or maybe that was it.
which wasn't.
the Manhattan
It
Project was
was.
awesome.
Well, that's not the right fucking show.
What's the Manhattan
Apparently there was a
Project? Is
TV
that with
show.
isn't there like a?
It's a kid. who fucking steals plutonium with a RC car, goes in and gets it, and then he basically builds his own atom bomb as a science project.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then arms it at like the science fair.
Right.
And John Lithgow has to come in and
it was John Lithgow.
John Lithgow has to come in and disarm
the damn thing. Yeah. How come I can't find Cloak and Dagger? There was a TV show in 2018 that apparently is taking all Google credits away from 1980.
Cloak and Dagger movie. Type that. Okay.
That's not it either. Why? I can't really find shit.
Dabney. Cloak and Dagger Dabney. How many Dabneys are there?
Yeah, none.
When did that stop being a name that people...
When did it start?
I don't know. Dabney.
There's one Dabney in the world.
Yeah.
They meant to call him Daphne.
They meant to
and they're like,
David,
shit, we had a boy.
Here it is. 1984. And Henry Thomas.
Oh, it was E.T.
Yeah, and that's the kid from E.T.
Huh.
Yeah.
Never seen it.
I forgot that was him. What?
Yeah,
what have you not seen?
E.T.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Because it's stupid.
No, it's one of the classic movies of all time.
No.
It's great. It's still
an
great.
alien.
It still makes you cry.
Not me.
Come on.
I got the gist. I seen him riding a basket.
Yeah. Right.
He's playing with Star Wars.
Speaking of Dabney Coleman, is he still alive?
He eats Reese's Pieces. I like that. Yeah, I think we looked that up recently too.
He's 86 years old. Dabney Coleman is. Yeah.
Plus, it's got
looked that up.
Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, Drew Barrymore, a little kid, right? But it was already doing heavily into cocaine at that time.
Age 7.
Yeah, heavily
doing bumps off ET.
She was already a this is perfect height. Rail out.
Hey, thanks for bringing this robotic alien in. I could just snort a line right off his weird head.
Heavy smoker, like a pack a day. Always drinking coffee at that time. Yeah. Firestarter. You ever seen Firestarter?
Yeah,
that's a great fucking movie too.
That's good.
But she was a fucking mess. She had done her and the
parents were Hollywood people,
right?
So she grew up in this
her
weird
grandfather
fucking world.
Had like his the side of his face. What's that called? His
cheek.
No, what's it called?
Profile.
His profile.
Okay.
His profile was embedded onto something like it was.
Oh,
like
really?
This great profile. Yeah.
Huh.
And Barrymore. John Barrymore. I think was his name.
Could have been
John Barrymore. It sounds like a Hollywood name.
The name is, but her and then
this is horrible, guys.
Well, fucking shut it down. Hey,
it's
fuck
fine.
the Cubs. Peace. Bye.
No, I think the fact that it's so bad is maybe what's making it great. I have no.
This is the terrible one.
People like hearing about John Barrymore and Drew Barrymore's coke lines off ET.
Well, I was going to say the other one was the chick from One Day at a Time, the Phillips chick.
Yeah. Mackenzie Phillips. Yeah, she was a fucking mess.
Yeah, she was doing coke at a real young age.
And now Valerie Bertinelli is back. She's on some kids cooking show.
Really?
Yeah.
My wife was watching, and I was like, "Oh shit, that's
She's
Valerie
got her
Bertinelli."
own cooking show too, where she like makes shit. I watched.
Does she really?
Yeah,
She was on a show a couple years ago. Something.
It was called
Cleveland or Chicago.
Hot in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
kind of had a resurgence.
With
the reason I care about Valerie Bertinelli
what's
is
her name?
She was with Eddie Van Halen,
right?
And Eddie Van Halen, who I think
she buried the child with him.
Well, yeah, but I think Eddie's an asshole.
Yeah.
As much as I love Van Halen,
I think they both are. Him and Alex.
Well, my sister was telling me that she watched some documentary. I got to figure out where it's at.
It's on Reels TV.
Have you seen it?
No, I've seen the previews for it.
I got to watch this thing, but it's basically Michael Anthony and Sammy Hagar. Kind of telling their story because Eddie and Alex aren't.
Fucking David Lee Roth tells it too.
And
He's
David's in there too.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're basically saying like, yeah, Eddie and Alex have zero trust for anybody, and they are the root of all problems.
They're also the root of all success that band has ever had.
I don't know. Sammy Hagar brought a lot to the table.
Sure. Shit, so did David Lee Roth.
David Lee Roth.
No Eddie, no band. Come on.
David Lee Roth didn't bring anything to the table. He helped them get from 0 to 1984, which was great, and that was some of the best music ever made. Taking nothing away from those three guys, but David Lee Roth is nothing by himself. Sammy Hagar was a lot. Yeah, well, he had one album.
Sammy Hagar was relatively famous before that, but not. He was not
with
Van
Montrose.
Halen famous.
No,
and he hasn't been Van Halen famous since. He's
He's got his own following.
I think he's
yeah.
got his
totally
I wouldn't
does,
say that he's world renowned like Van Halen
but
was.
He had the Red Album. He had a lot of success with Montrose and VOA and solo stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, he was never Van Halen.
I'm a Sammy fan. I'm a
Van
Hagar guy.
But he had his own. He
I
said,
can't drive 55.
Right. He could walk in and say, look, I don't fucking need you guys. David Lee Roth proved after Eat 'Em and Smile that he needed Eddie and Alex. He needed somebody else to help carry the load. And Dave, even after coming back, after Sammy and Gary Cherone left Van Halen, still can't carry the water that he used to carry. He's a fucking shit show, man. You YouTube that shit. Watch Dave today, and it's sad. It's disappointing because
someone's got to help him into them stretch pants.
Yeah, he was so good. He was one of the greatest frontmen of all time. Mm-hmm. And now he's tainted that legacy, in my opinion.
Have you listened to the latest Van Halen album with David Lee Roth? They got back together or whatever. It's okay. I mean, it's listenable, but it's this 60-year-old guy trying to.
Is he trying to croon?
Well, he's just trying to be the same old party type. Yeah. And it's
like sometimes you got to give it up, Dave. And honestly, Eddie. And Alex is a hell of a drummer. I mean, you would know better than I. He's a very talented drummer. But Eddie's one of the greatest guitar players to ever live. Right?
Sure.
I mean, I think so.
He was on the Thriller album.
Right. I mean,
right.
It says a lot.
So,
and the Back to the Future cassette tape that he plays for.
You're right. Yeah.
He's from the planet Vulcan.
Yeah.
In the radioactive suit. Anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, so to go from that to just not being able to get it together and get along with a handful of other guys.
Yeah.
It's just it's really disappointing. It's depressing, and they could make so much money. They could make so much money and so much great music if Eddie and Alex would just get their head out of their ass.
Okay, know what you know now about David Lee Roth. Is it really Eddie and Alex's fault? Like, David Lee Roth is a fucking head case shit show.
No, I agree.
If you were the two of them, would you want anything to do with that guy? He's just a fucking
but I wouldn't say that about
Hagar. You're right.
Well, Hagar and Michael Anthony. Michael Anthony, the fact that he's hanging with Sammy says a lot.
But I feel like that's recent. He was with Eddie for a while. Yeah. He toured.
Whenever the last time that Sammy left, Michael Anthony left with him, and they created the Circle and
I thought
and
Michael
Chicken
Anthony
Foot
was with Van Halen for a long time.
And then that's what.
He was there from the beginning.
And
that says a lot. The fact that he said, "All right, I'm done with these guys. I'm going to go with Sammy because
Wolfgang,
Wolfgang's now the bass player." Yeah,
right.
Which I'm sure Wolfgang's a talented bass player, But what these guys don't realize is that they need someone to be creative with them.
Yeah,
and they're not being creative in their own. And I don't know if it was Dave. I think Eddie was a lot of the creative drive in the 70s and early 80s, and I think that Sammy and Eddie in the mid 80s and early 90s were very creative, and they worked very well together. But Eddie needs to realize that he can't do it himself, and until he realizes it's too late. I think that ship sailed. I think it's over.
Fuck,
I don't think there's any 78.
But that's the thing. I mean, even if they got along great, they're old men now. Like it's hard. It's hard to keep a rock band together. Like there's very few.
No, the Stones.
I know, but you can
Eagles,
name
Aerosmith.
Aerosmith is pretty successful for a long fucking time.
They are.
I don't know. It's you're right. It's tough to keep a group together like that. The egos get in the way, and but it's a shame that there's a lot more money to be made. I think Sammy Hagar's 70 years old. I mean, that dude's old, and he's going out there and he's pumping out music on his own, and they're not hits, they're not top 40 hits or whatever, but he doesn't care. He's selling albums, he's selling out concerts, he's got a great following, especially in our great city of St. Louis, and more power to him. But if Eddie and Alex were smart, they'd eat a little crow and say, all right, fine. But
I think they've tried more than once over the years. They've tried to get both of those singers back in the fold and let's tour, and it just doesn't work out.
Well, the last time they tried, they brought Sammy back, and they were going to do a Greatest Hits album, and they did it. Mm-hmm. And then Eddie and Alex and the producer snuck in a Roth song at the end of it, and it pissed off Sammy. He's like, all right, fuck you guys, because they did that shit behind his back, and he's like, I'm out, see ya. And so, you gotta, but I think they just don't trust anybody. The Van Halen brothers don't trust anyone, and
get off my lawn.
Yeah, they'll never.
We shit on Gary Cherone. We didn't even bring him up.
Extreme was a great band.
Yeah, I love
Gary Cherone was a talented guy.
They're more than words.
Nuno, he's one of my favorites.
Nuno Bettencourt, yeah. No, I love Extreme. But,
I cannot stand that song.
Well,
if I had to hear that song one more time, I would probably jump off.
But they had a lot of other songs other than More Than Words.
Get past that fucking.
That's like the only song they have that's like that. Everything else, is
everything else was pretty
rock.
Yeah.
I'll never know.
I think I've got 3 of their albums. I'll loan them to you. Or
CDs. That's perfect. Yeah.
I have. I think they only had 3 hits.
I think they had 4 CDs.
Yeah, I've got 3 of them.
The second and the third one.
So you got the
big.
box set.
I definitely have the second and the third one. I don't know if I have the first one. I know the names of the second one and the third one.
Well, Extreme 2,
Pornography,
and then
Extreme 3 Sides to Every Story.
That's right. Yep.
And the fourth one was Waiting for the Punchline, but I didn't own that.
This guy.
A friend of mine had it.
More Than Words was on which one?
2.
Second one, yep.
Yeah.
I don't
Extreme
remember.
2.
I think the first one was maybe just called Extreme or something.
Probably.
Self-titled album.
Yeah.
I'm more of a Firehouse fan.
Mr. Big.
Yeah.
Baby, don't treat me bad.
Yep. Well, I think we're about there, gentlemen.
We're there. We're done.
Hey,
fuck the Cubs.
We apologize in advance, or not in advance, because now you've already listened to it. Hopefully,
if you got into this far,
But
there's no light at the end of the tunnel.
I promise all of our listeners this: we are going to get hard to work at coming up with some better topics and getting some cadence to our shows.
Send us some ideas.
Yeah, we may do
social
some
media.
We haven't done a ranking thing. We haven't done a Sweet 16 thing. Yeah. Those are always fun. We got a lot of avenues we can go down. We got to dip back into the well of things we've done in the past, but regardless, even if it's just us mindlessly blathering about whatever.
You think the studio will be this hot in the winter?
No, we're going to open the window. We're going to open the window. But anyway, give us your feedback at Load This Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Send us an email, loadthispodcast@gmail.com, and check us out on check out Jarod's Meat on
Wiener 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 Wiener
on YouTube. Get a load of this What is it?
Get a load of this podcast
on YouTube.
Yep.
And
soon to have video. We've got our
there's a
camcorder and a tripod set up.
Yeah.
I got 90% of the parts for the table that the custom table that we're gonna build. It's coming soon, folks.
Jarod's got big plans. Big plans. We're building
out
a whole new wing to Silver Creek Studios.
Next week we're having ZZ Top on.
We're gonna dare one of them to shave their beards.
ZZ Top. It's like lowercase ZZ.
yeah. It's like a Hot Wheel of their car. They had the videos. I'll just push it around. You'll hear it.
Well, as usual, fuck the Cubs.
I've already said it now.
I know.
I said it once too.
But fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them. Cardinals are on your heels, motherfucker.
Not anymore. We're on a losing streak.
Everything's fleeting.
Until next time, I'm Jarod.
I'm Ryan.
This is Joe.
And get a load of this. What are some other Val Kilmer movies we were talking about?
I think we're out of gas on the Val Kilmer stuff.
There's got to be more, though, right? He's hugely famous. Top Gun would be, well...
I mean, Iceman is, his obvious...
I think he was pretty cool in. And he was married to Ashley Judd in that movie.
Right.
But I'd say his best work's probably done at the pizzeria down around the corner from his house.
Right.
He really puts in a lot of good time.
He's laid out some tracks there. Yeah, no, Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer. Is that short for Valerie? Val?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Well, boy, he looks like shit. Look at that.
Yeah. Oh, man.
I mean, just,
slap a flight suit on him and...
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
So let's. Oh, the Doors. Yeah, he was.
I was
going
to
to
say
he played
Jim
Jim
Morrison.
Morrison. Yeah.
Jesus, that's a huge role.
Yeah.
And then 2005, Gay Perry.
You
Kiss
know
Kiss
the
Bang
day.
Bang.
Yeah, that was with Robert Downey Jr.
Okay.
He played
the
something where
day
he was
grows
a gay
night.
porn star, or maybe a
Night divides
porn
the
star
day.
with gay tendencies or something.
Yeah, I don't know about
Try to hide. You know that movie, wouldn't you?
I know. I
I
wore
here
that
it is.
tape out.
Top Gun Maverick is the name of the movie coming out in 2020. Top
Nice.
Gun : Maverick, and he's playing the Iceman.
Do they actually show a colon? Or Top Gun? It looks
Top
like
Gun's
a brown
Get your
monocle.
colon checked out, Maverick.
Let's see. The Super. Yeah, nothing. Robot Chicken. Everybody's been a Robot Chicken, though. Let's see. Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn. Apparently, he was in that. He played Mark Twain.
Oh, I thought he played Joe.
Right. Yeah, he hasn't been in a whole lot. Let's see. Let's get back to the 80s.
Willow.
Jesus, there's a lot of shitty movies. Blood Out, Kill the Irishman. Wow.
Kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit.
Bloodworth. He played Warren Bloodworth. That sounds like a horrible movie. A movie called Gun.
Gun. Two ends.
what was his
He
first-
was in MacGruber.
He was in MacGruber.
What
He
was
was
his
the villain
first
in
famous
MacGruber.
movie that we would know? Like, go back
I'm
to his
going-
earliest.
Oh, I'm going backwards.
Oh, okay.
To
Well,
say
shit.
what the last movie that anybody would have watched would have
Would be a
been
real genius.
Batman Forever.
Comanche Moon. That was a miniseries. I don't know if that would count. Yeah, there's
He's in
not.
an Alpo commercial.
Oh, he was in that movie with Elizabeth Shue, where he was like a spy or a. You know what I'm talking about?
Adventures in Babysitting.
No, but that's a classic too. The Saint. The Saint.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He had a,
Well, I
he
think,
had a ponytail in
I
that
think
too.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is probably the biggest, most successful movie he's had, and that was in 2004.
What?
That's the most
not
successful movie.
recently. I'm saying
Oh.
going back in time. I
Okay.
mean, obviously we're gonna get further back, and let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of gaps.
The Career of Val Kilmer. Next on Get a Load of This.
The Saint, The Ghost in the Darkness.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah,
that's
a
a
good
damn
one.
fine movie.
That was 96.
Michael
The
Douglas.
Island of Dr. Moreau.
Oh,
Batman Forever.
See,
when he
he
played
had
Batman.
that stretch of
So
like big movies.
95 was when he played Batman.
95
was also Heat.
Yeah, what a great
Right.
year for him.
Right. And
Man,
so
he was
then,
killing it in
so
95.
now we're going back from there. He also was in Tombstone. He played Doc Holliday. Great role. And he did a very
how
good
do I
job.
forget all these?
And then Jim Morrison in 91 in The Doors. Let's see. He played...
Could you imagine hanging out in 1995 with Val Kilmer at the Viper Room?
Oh, he was
doing
killing
fucking cocaine on the table with him and shit. And
he
what,
played
what a great day.
He played Billy the Kid.
Then you head back to Mel Gibson's house and fucking hang out there. And Danny Glover shows up with another bag of heroin and holy Christ.
Yeah, you guys mentioned Willow in
Stephanie
88.
Seymour shows up.
Top Gun in 86. Real Genius in 85.
Where do you come up with this?
Well, she would have been big then.
And
She
he was in
was.
Top Secret
Guns
in
N' Roses.
1984.
Oh, yeah, Top Secret, which is Hughes, one of Hughes' favorite movies.
Is that really? What the
Oh,
hell?
God, he loves that movie.
Oh, yeah, I remember that
It's a
movie.
spoof movie.
Yeah.
It's about killing Nazis or something.
Yeah, but not a very good career, though, really. You look
Not a
at-
very good
Not a
career.
very good
You
career.
just
You
listed
kidding me?
a
95
dozen
alone is
huge
better than
movies.
anything we'd ever
But
come
what's he
up
done
with.
since? He's probably put every dollar he's made up his nose, and if everything
now in
was
his
left,
belly.
he
No,
put it in
it's in his
cheeseburgers
gut,
in his
yeah.
gut.
how many cheeseburgers you drive in your gullet there, Randy?
Well, let's compare him to Maverick to Tom Cruise.
Oh, well,
No,
come
well,
on.
that's-
you know.
He's like
yeah.
one of the biggest stars ever.
Yeah, does he deserve to be?
No.
Scientology says he does.
Well, yeah, they paid the bill, right? Let's talk about Scientology.
Oh, my goodness.
I don't know enough about it.
I don't either. All I know is they believe in some magical man on a mountain.
And I like Lee Remini or whatever.
Leah Remini?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like
She's
her.
she's a little crazy.
She's a little crazy.
Yeah, but I kind of like the crazy.
Yeah. I like her. I think she's pretty.
Yeah.
So is Scientology is it the only modern religion that you can kind of trace back to its origins. Like we know who invented
Church
it
of
and came
Jesus
up with
Christ of Latter-day Saints,
Yeah,
the Mormons. I mean, they go back to like 1940 or something like that when there was some dude with the book on a mountain or some shit like that too. I don't. There's some weird shit going on there too.
Somewhere.
You know, but hey, here's what I say.
Man on a silver mountain.
Here's what I say about the Mormons. I've never met a Mormon I didn't like.
Really?
They're all good people.
They're just good folk.
They are. I mean, they legitimately
Come to your house,
are.
build a barn.
No,
that's the Amish. I'm sorry.
But they will paint your house if the Mormons show up and they're
Really?
like, anything we can do for you?
That's
you
Will they power wash my garage?
Costanza when they would come and do all the vacuuming and clean your house, and he's like, they never even tried to convert me. we don't want you.
No, but they're honest to God. I mean, I've worked with in various careers.
Don't they have like multiple wives?
Yeah, historically, yeah, they do, and some of them still do out there.
Utahonians
in Utah, yeah. And it's honestly, it's not that uncommon, and it's not really shocking to people in Utah. Like they hear about that, they're like, "Oh yeah, oh, that's Bob down the street. Yeah, he's got 4 wives.
Why
the
fuck would you want 4 wives?
Oh yeah, Bob's also got 4 houses and 4 sets of kids and 4 fucking house payments, and then he's got to buy a fucking minivan for each one of those assholes.
Yeah, right. And then they all are upset, and they all want to be held and loved. And oh my goodness, nope.
Yeah, Bob's only got 1 dick.
Yeah, and who knows where that's at?
I don't know. What are we gonna do?
Oh yeah, we haven't started yet.
We haven't done a 3, 2, 1.
All right.
3.
I don't know what we're going to say when we do.
Remember 3, 2, 1 contact?
Yes, we should talk about that.
It's the answer. Yeah. It's the property.
It's like a needle to an eye, though. It's like, oh, that's fucking crazy.
It was a drop of water.
Yeah, that's what it was.
What was the crime show that was like?
It was the Bloodhound Gang. It was. Trust me,
you're
was
right.
the fucking Bloodhound
Gang.
Yeah,
the Bloodhound Gang.
Yeah. Bloodhound Gang was awesome. My sister and I used to watch that shit religiously. Yep.
Yeah. All right.
But that's because we only had fucking 4 channels to choose from.
We're going to talk about PBS content from our childhood.
Oh, Jesus.